was 5 p.m. and I was about to attempt the biggest bike jump of my entire life. To form a bike ramp, my friends and I stacked up a bunch of bricks that had one piece of slab of wood for the ramp. As I got closer to the ramp, I started to pedal my bike as fast as I could. 5 feet, 4 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 1. Let's stop there. You might think to yourself, how could you be so stupid to do something like this? Especially when the ramp was so unstable. I have one answer for that. If you enjoy doing something, then sometimes it's worth getting a little bit hurt. It was a beautiful sunny day in the middle of summer. Cameron and I were enjoying the summer by playing some basketball outside, and it was a tight matchup. Cameron had the ball, and he did a few crossovers to get around me. The score was 20-20, and if he made this layup, it would make it 21-20, and it's win by 2, which means I couldn't make a three-pointer to win the game. So I come from behind, and amazingly, somehow, I blocked the layup. And I got in position after I blocked that layup, and I drained a three-pointer to win the game against them. After the big win against Cameron, Charles, another one of my friends, came over and asked if we wanted to come back to his place and hang out. We agreed and pedaled our bikes back to his place. When Cameron and I got to Charles's place, we started to look around, and our eyes came across this ramp. It literally was a brick ramp. It was a ramp stacked with bricks and one wood slab that wasn't even connected to it. Cameron and I asked Charles, what are you thinking and why, what he was thinking and why he built this ramp in the first place. He told us he loves jumping ramps and hates riding down to Cameron's place every time he wants to jump ramps. Cameron's my only other friend that has an actual ramp, like an actual stable ramp. Cameron and I were still scared to jump this ramp, so doing what any good friends would do, we asked Charlie to test it out. Charles pedaled his bike as fast as he could, and he hit the gnarliest jump we've ever seen in our entire lives. This made Cameron and I so excited to try out the ramp, but it was definitely scary at first, but I started to get into it. After about 30 minutes, I was beginning to get a little bored. So I took the wood slab off the bricks and stacked the ramp up with more bricks. The height of the ramp was now about 2 feet off the ground. I put the wood slab back on and was ready to jump. I was on my bike, and not going to lie, I was a little bit scared. As I started to pedal my bike, my friends were cheering me on. Even though I really wanted to do the jump, I was still scared, which caused me to not fully commit to the jump. I was going way too slow, so it really was hard to control my bike. I missed the wood slab and I hit the bricks. Then I flipped over my bike. I landed on one of the bricks, which really hurt. My friends were super shocked when this happened. I'm not going to lie. This hurt so bad. I told myself I was not going to cry in front of my friends. Even though my friends were laughing at me, they asked me if I was okay. Holding back tears, I told them, yeah. I decided at that point it probably was a good time to head back home. Knowing my parents were eventually going to find out what happened, I decided to tell them that evening. After they checked me over and seeing I was okay, they did not think much of it. I went to bed that night, woke up that morning, and I was shocked. When I looked at my leg where I had landed on the brick, I had this huge, ugly bruise. This shocked me so much. My first instinct was to show my parents, but based on their reaction, it made me wish I never had. They freaked out at me and told me that I was never allowed to jump a ramp ever again. Being young and not the most obedient at that time, I did not listen to them. That night, I went right next door to my friend Cameron's place, and as I was jumping his ramp, my parents saw me out of the window and went outside, and went outside and told me never to jump a ramp ever again, and they got mad at me. That is when my friends asked me, why are your parents so mad at you? That is when I showed them the bruise, and they were shocked. The rest of the summer, I still enjoyed hitting the ramp with my bike, but was way more discreet about it. Conclusion. This was probably one of the funniest moments in my life I can look back on. Not only did I flip off my bike, but I also got this ginormous bruise on my leg, and my friend's reaction was priceless. I definitely learned a lot of life lessons from this event. For instance, if you really do enjoy something in your life, continue to do it, but use common sense. Life is too short without having a little fun. My funniest memories are getting injured, but only a little bit. Look, I'm not telling you to do something that can cause a serious injury. Just live a little bit and be able to take some risk.